feel that one right there because sometimes you just know and sometimes you don't know, and it just is what it is. And welcome everyone to the 13th volume of Until the Final Whistle. I am your man's Nolo.
And some call me Cheevers.
Yes, indeed, man. What a wonderful time we had over this weekend with all these football games. I am coming to you from a townhouse that now has its heat working. And the only reason it did not work yesterday. I didn't really care about that personally. But when I have visitors, I know they like heat. And they like
my man said shout out to public utilities and heat.
Hey man, shout out to the maintenance man fixing that shit because I won't do it.
That explains why he was bundled up in all those episodes. I was like, is this man just vibing himself or is he cold?
Hey bro. I won't even cold for real, but it gave me the opportunity to wear hoodies and shit. So I ain't complaining.
My man could say we outside while he's inside.
Hey dog. Hey man. Hey, I'm keeping a buck with you. I would have never turned that damn heat on. I don't turn it on until it gets like freezing outside. But
you crazy. It got to like, well, I also live way inland compared to you, but it got to like 20 something the other night.
Oh no. See, I'm on 20 something up here. Up down here, it was only like 30 something, and I can live with that. But hey, it's all good. But let's talk about this football. You want so your team didn't play, so shout out to you.
Can't lose on a bye week.
Can't lose. You won the bye week because y'all ain't lose, so that's a win. Let's get my team up out of the way. They failed me, dog.
They failed you?
They failed me.
Oh, are you one of those, like, when it gets to a point, just keep losing?
Lose for the betterment of the franchise.
My man screaming at the TV like, what are you doing?
Dog, I saw that when they scored that touchdown 20 to 9, they make it 20 to 9. I said, what is happening? What is happening?
I don't think the way that those like last 5 minutes played out, I don't think anybody knew what the fuck was happening.
Dog, I did not know what was happening. So the Cowboys played the Commanders, a team that we thought was good, and they ended up losing to a team that is not good. Division rival. Some say the biggest division rival. I haven't cared about that rivalry in a millennia.
So what year do you think it is?
Exactly. I'm sorry, bro. Hey, even in DC, there's more Cowboys fans than Commanders fans. Get out of here. But it's whatever. But crazy game. And it started off very, very not interesting, other than that the Cowboys were winning. And then it got to 20 to 9. The Commanders got to 20 to 17. And then the fun began because Kevontae Turpin said he drops the kickoff return, then hits a spin move out of nowhere, and then says, I'm going to go run this ball back. Kickoff return touchdown to make it 27 to 17, which are 27 to 20. My bad, got that wrong. Yeah, 27 to 17. I was right. What the hell am I talking about? Then the Commanders get a field goal. Then they Cowboys, for some awful reason, let them get the ball back, and then, for whatever awful reason, they played the worst defense I've seen ever, and just let Jaden Daniels complete a pass to Terry McLaurin, and then nobody tackled him. Nobody. The corner who was supposed to be guarding Terry McLaurin let him get way too far behind him, and then everybody else just looked and said, "Oh man, Terry McLaurin's kind of fast." And then down the field they go. Pandemonium. The Commanders are now only 1 point away from defeating from tying the game. But let's pause for 1 second because I have a question. I know this is hindsight is 2020, but if say you were in that position, would you have gone for 2 or would you have just tied the game?
So we've had this conversation before on this podcast about what you would do in each situation. For this one, I would have kicked the extra point. Now, I only say that because usually I'm on the side of, are you the underdog and then are you the away team? And then you can get into the what's been going on in the game. You're the home team. You're supposed to be the favorite. I feel like you have a little more confidence going into overtime. So I'm yeah, kick the extra point, right? Now, if the shoe was on the other foot and the Cowboys were the ones in that situation, 100% go for 2. Who cares?
So the only reason that I would go for 2 or disagree with you, because what you just said, I agree 100%. But the only reason that I would have said go for 2 is, if I was the Commanders, is because your offense had been dog water the entire game.
Yeah.
You finally get something going and some momentum. And Jaden Daniels already has a running touchdown. Why not just basically do the same play all over again for 2 and then win it because you're at the crib? That's the only reason that I would have went for 2. That's not what Dan Quinn did. Dan Quinn went for 1. He went for the field goal. Or he went for the extra point. Everything went wrong on that extra point. the snap was wrong. The snap was bad. The hold was bad. The kicker didn't stand a chance. He still kicked it. He missed it. And they are now down 27-26, 1 point. They have to kick an onside kick. They do kick an onside kick. My player, whose name is, I can't remember this exact. Wanye Thomas. That's his name. Wanye Thomas, number 30. Just said, I'm going for glory, baby.
My man saw the bright lights.
The smart play would have been to just fall on the ground. But I understand you don't always get a chance to score a touchdown. You a defensive player. You play special teams. A touchdown don't happen that often. So, hey, you go ahead and do your thing. He said, I'm running this one in. It's too easy.
I want to add a note on that because, he kind of did do the smart thing, really, because, he ran up to meet the ball in a situation where it hasn't gone 10 yards yet. They cannot touch me, so I can field this cleanly if I field it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
At that point, maybe shit has gone down, game's over. But my man said, I see glory. I can tell my children about this moment because he's probably not going to be a starter. He's a special teamer. So, he took off, man.
He plays on defense, but he's not a starter. And when he plays, it's because it's special situations or we need extra defensive backs. So him saying, I got the ball in my hand, I'm getting this. This is my time. But you're right. He did do the right thing and going up to the ball. And whatever. Hey, they went up. They scored. They scored. They go up 8. And they kicked the ball off. The Commanders didn't do anything. The game is over. The Cowboys leave D.C., well, technically Maryland, with a W over their division rivals again. And Jaden Daniels has to wait a little longer before he gets his first W against the Dallas Cowboys.
They'll play again weeks. Are y'all done or you play again end of the season?
We play week 17, I believe.
That's the last game?
Yeah.
Man, Washington might be in a situation where they need to win that to get in because they've gotten so bad,
right? Which would be hilarious if they lose again. Because, man.
My team has been in a situation where you're out of it and you go into the divisional week 17 game against somebody that needs to win. And part of me didn't mind missing out on some draft spots to knock them out because it's a divisional game. So like, you never know.
It's always fun. Hey, playing spoiler is always a great time because you get to ruin somebody's day. Your season's already been ruined, so why can't you ruin somebody else's? Why not?
It's funny when it happens.
It sure is, man. It sure is. So for one hilarious thing, two, another hilarious thing. Jameis Winston in the snow. We're on Thursday Night Football. That was basically a snow globe game. I stopped paying attention. I was watching the game, and it was like kind of snowing. And I was like, it said wintry mix. I was like, oh, that's what's up. Look at that wintry mix right there. And then I like left and came back, and it was no longer a wintry mix. That was snow, and it was snowing. And we got ourselves a good old snowball.
It got late into the second half, and it started to like really snow to where like it's on the field now. You can't see. I was like, they had to do the thing where they got to like put the lines on the screen so we can tell what's going on. I was like, we are reaching peak AFC North football. It was so peak AFC North football, and one of the things I love and hate about my division, to the point where the Steelers should have been favorites in that game, but it's in Cleveland. We outside. It's Thursday. It's snowing. And Jameis Winston played one of the most Jameis Winston games I ever think I've seen in my life. My man was throwing crazy passes. He was running in that touchdown he did where he dove in crazy like John Elway that one time. He was throwing picks. He was fumbling. My man was just playing a snow game and enjoying himself.
It was peak Jameis Winston because you got to see in one play, pretty much one drive where you saw him scramble and throw one of the best passes that you could throw in that situation. It completed, and then literally, I can't remember how it wasn't that much longer afterwards. Literally threw it right to the Steelers player. Right? like what did you see? What did you see?
And to make it even more peak Jameis Winston, do you see that one pick he threw it was the fumble where the dude got helicoptered. And then this man Jameis Winston was like 30, 40 yards downfield making the tackle.
Dog, I love this. This is great. I loved every moment of that game. That game was fun. That was a great time. The only thing I didn't like was that Nick Chubb was out here scoring touchdowns when I had to play him in fantasy. That was literally the only bad thing.
I'm so glad it worked out for me because I did not start Nick Chubb in one of my other leagues, and I didn't pay for that mistake. So I got lucky.
It worked out for you, man. It definitely worked out.
What made it even more peak Jameis Winston, and Amazon knew what they were doing. They said, we got to get the dude for a pregame. Mm-hmm. And that was probably one of his greatest interviews. That man said the horses are preparing for battle. And he was talking about how he gets to play in the snow. We in Cleveland. I was like, oh, he is geeked up. It's about to get crazy. And it was crazy.
It's all good, man. So I have some quotes from Jameis Winston. First, when he used to play for the Bucs, I thought he was black. Now, do you know who he was talking about?
Probably a white dude.
It was a white dude. It was his head coach, Bruce Arians. That is who he thought. That's who he was talking about. Man. Let's also go with, there's a white boy from Detroit that I really admire named Eminem. And he said, you only got one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow it. Yeah, man. Let's see. Represent the names on your back. Represent the names on your helmet. Well, we don't got no decal. So represent the Browns.
I remember that one. He said represent the decal on your helmet. So we don't really got one, but
you can't say the sky's the limit when people are on the moon.
I love Jameis Winston, man.
Hey, Jameis is great, dog. James is awesome. I love this. This is great.
Like, nothing will ever beat for me. I think it was when he was in Tampa, and they just had a bad game, and all he said was like, "What went on out there?" And he was like, "Pain everywhere."
Pain everywhere. Man.
And you can't forget the famous "That's a W, we gonna eat it."
Oh,
where he ate it.
That was the dumbest shit ever, but I loved it. Man, Jameis Winston. Hey, it's just great, dog.
I want to disclose one more thing because I don't think people understand what I mean by peak AFC North football.
Go for it.
Peak AFC North football, whether it be the conditions or the play on the field, has the potential to be the ugliest, grossest, most haterish kind of game you've ever seen. And I don't know how many people don't remember early to mid 2000s era Ravens Steeler games and how ugly they would get. I'm talking about like Terrell Suggs and like who's the cat on the Steelers when like Palomalu was still there.
Games ended like 19-13.
Disgusting, vicious. People was getting hurt. And I want to show you something. I've shown you this. This is what I mean by peak AFC North football and how like the hatred just transcends the sport sometimes. Mm-hmm. I ordered something from Amazon.
Oh, did you? What did you order for Amazon, sir?
I don't remember it was in the box. I think it was some books, but we didn't even play them.
Oh!
Yeah. Like we didn't. So the Bengals were on a bye. The Amazon driver took the time out of his busy schedule. He's got marks to hit because you know how Amazon is. Look what this dude took time out of his schedule. Where's the camera? This man took time out of his schedule to put Go Steelers on my box, and that we live in Steeler country. I live in Virginia.
Ain't no good Steelers country.
Look at this.
I seen it.
Look at me audacity.
That man took time out of his day, knowing damn well that he got to make he got a clock that stick to disrespect you at your home.
It was like 6 p.m. Like, don't you want to go home?
No, he don't. He still got more boxes to send away, bro. He got to deliver them shits.
He's like, first, I need to make sure this guy understands.
He said, I got to get this hate off first, though. When I get this hate off, I'm good.
And I got another one. I don't have the picture of it anymore, but I remember I ordered some DoorDash. And the DoorDash sent me a message. This was like the day after the second Ravens game. And the DoorDash driver sent me a message talking about tough game last night, go Birds. And I'm like, I should take your damn tip away. Like, why are we doing this? All because I got a Bengals mat outside my door.
Don't you see I'm in enough pain? Why must we go through this even more?
But that's what I mean by peak AFC North football. We just hate each other. And I know other divisions have it too, but I just feel like it's different. I don't know if it's because I'm close to it, but we gross, man. Let's move on.
What's up? What we going
to the biggest news that came out on Friday. Because Daniel Jones owes Kendrick a thank you card because he got fired and not fired, released. Not like 15 minutes later, the Kendrick shit dropped and bury that news story.
I was about to say, technically, he asked for his release, so it's not.
Yeah, but
yeah, but I understand what you're saying. I got you. Yeah. So, what do you remember fondly about the Daniel Jones era and of the Giants?
100%. It was that play. I think it was Monday night, so the whole country was watching. But when he busted that run against the Eagles, and there was nobody around him, and he trips at like the 15.
The turf monster got his ass, dog. That shit was terrible.
Hilarious.
I was like, oh, maybe he ain't that bad. And then down he went. And I said, well, never mind. Oh, well. My favorite moment, he didn't even play yet. My favorite moment is when when that video of Joe Budden seeing the Giants pick him and how distraught he was. and how right he was. He had every reason to feel that way because nothing good came out of that. Not a damn thing.
It's just so funny because like I have friends in my personal life that are Giants fans that had like the exact same reaction as Joe Budden. They were just like, "What, dog? Why?"
People were sick, dog. Sick. They said, "Why did we get somebody from Duke?" Because that was before Duke was good. So we was just, they was like, "What? He about to play basketball?"
He could probably shoot threes. He could probably guard the perimeter.
Like, dog, that Jay was crazy. But he cleared waivers on Monday. And
I'm upset because like I really thought y'all were gonna do the funniest thing ever.
If Jerry Jones was about that life, he should have
pick him, and then like just imagine what we would get to talk about next week if y'all said fuck it, we'll get him for the rest of the year just to get through the year, and then y'all beat the Giants on Thanksgiving with Daniel Jones,
bro. Like if he goes, it just stunts on the Giants with the Cowboys. Do you know how much better and more interesting that Cowboys-Giants game would have been if Daniel Jones was the starter for the Cowboys? But
bro,
no.
I've already planned out that that's the game I'm going to sleep through.
I don't blame you. You should. You should. I probably won't go to sleep because I said that I would go to work on Friday. Now, no, not stupid. I have reasons.
Oh, okay, yeah. Never mind. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I have reasons. I'm not going to put them out on the internet, but I have reasons that I am going to work on Friday. But you know why. I'm
not mad.
Exactly. I get paid to do that, baby. I'm not thinking, shit, I'll go to work. I'll go to work.
Is that a holiday on your schedule?
No, we just had to take the day off. Most people just ain't going to be there. It's not a holiday.
I'm about to say, that's double time, baby.
Oh, man. You know how great that would have been fun? Man.
That would have been generational.
But it's all good, though. But yeah, man. Daniel Jones says that he wants to go to a contender.
You know why, though? You know why I think he said that? For real? Because he knows he's probably not going to get a starting gig. So he's like, look, let me go somewhere where I can sit behind a guy and it's a little more safe than the backup they probably have now. And you have to admit that part's probably true.
Especially he could be a great backup.
Bro, he could legitimately end up in Baltimore. And then if your idea turns to fruition, wins a Super. Could you imagine Daniel Jones winning a Super Bowl?
Daniel Jones, Super Bowl champion.
Can you imagine?
No.
Doesn't matter.
That's not the point. Yo, he gets to go back to New York with a Super Bowl ring.
Oh my! Giants fans would lose their mind. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Baltimore plays the Eagles in the Super Bowl and Daniel Jones is on the bench for one team and Saquon Barkley's starting for the other?
Man. Sick, I tell you. Sick. First of all, Daniel Jones. No, wait. I'm not going at Daniel Jones. I need to go at the Giants organization as a whole. They even made it, and they even put it on TV to show how incompetent they are. That they got rid, or they let the better player go, and then kept the one that has all the questions. You let the probably, if not front runner, 1B of MVP go to your division rival who's already good, who's already has stars at every level, and then gave them a generational running back for nothing. I hate the Giants. I hate everything about them because they're so incompetent. You could have just you could have just kept them and traded them to somewhere else, far, far away. But no, you let this man. Now he's gonna torch your team 2 times a year for however long that he stays with the Eagles. Incompetent.
So we're gonna move on, but we're gonna stay in the same conversation. We got to stop pretending like Saquon Barkley ain't the MVP favorite. I'm sorry.
Hey man, he's hey, like I said, if he ain't number one, he's 1B.
But bro,
he's 1B.
Like when I was watching parts of that game, you would just like, if you're not paying enough attention, you would look up and there he goes busting another 70-yarder, and you're just like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
I hate him.
I had to listen to all year about how we can't afford all these players, and then you see the Eagles with quarterback, 2 receivers on big money, and they got Saquon Barkley. And like, well, does the cap not apply to them, or is it solely like a cash flow issue, which I do believe we have? But
it's not that the cap doesn't apply to them. They have, which pains me to say, they have one of the best front offices in the NFL, and they actually take advantage of the cap. Like they know when to sign players. They know when they're going to have extra cap room, which they had the extra cap room to sign Saquon Barkley. And then on top of that, they actually have a great scouting department and fix their horrid defense / secondary in a draft.
I think that's what a lot of people miss about it, because people bring up all these contracts and you have to be like, yeah, but like they don't really have any big contracts on the defense by design, and then they hit on all those draft picks. So like they're playing with house money, really.
Dog, their front 7 is like what, three Georgia players?
Yeah, they have it
Four
set up
Georgia
basically.
players.
They have it set up basically where they're not going to have to start owing their defensive stars money until like the other contracts either get long enough to where you're thinking about cutting or letting them go. So like they're like, look, we don't have to start worrying about the defense until like Devonta Smith is up. So like,
I hate it.
That must be nice, especially because like for me, we missed on a lot of those defensive replacements, and it's like you're looking at some real problems because of it. But you know, it is what it is.
Dog, they benefited because for whatever reason, every team in the draft in the first round decided, hey, we're not gonna draft any defensive players. The defensive player didn't go to like what, 18, 19? And then they got the 2 quarters that they wanted.
Yeah, well,
from like 16 picks from one another.
So in my defense, in a couple of those drafts, we didn't pick in front of them anyway, so you can't get mad at me.
I'm not getting mad at you, my man. I'm getting mad at the other teams. Just like when they got Jordan Davis last year, Jordan Davis, who was by far the best player in the NFL draft, prospect-wise. And then they let some character issues get in the way. And then the Eagles jump up to 9 and then be like, hey, we'll take him. Come on down to our place. We won't let him go fast in cars. That's a Georgia problem. That's not a problem here.
Apparently.
that's not
like,
a problem.
Like the traffic in Philadelphia, he'll never have the room to go that fast.
Hey, as someone who had to drive in that traffic, when I tell you Philly has quickly gone up in the hate driving in category city because they do not care about rules. They do not care about regulations. They don't care about nothing.
They don't care about your lives.
They don't. I just seen these motherfuckers just driving and just running red lights. And I'm like, y'all that should be red for like 5 seconds. So you had no intention of stopping.
That's how I feel about Maryland.
Shit is crazy, bro.
Like every time I'm in Maryland, I'm upset. Like I just like. Speaking of states,
I think I never
North Carolina.
Yep.
Come on, raise up. But I'm not going to take off my shirt, run around my head like a helicopter. Shout out
no Petey
to
Pablo.
I know they lost, but I love Petey Pablo. I know they lost, but like shout out to the Panthers, man.
Showing heart,
grinding,
having a quarterback that didn't suck. That didn't suck. Yeah. So I was on my way back home from North Carolina, actually. First of all, let me pause for a second. I was in North Carolina from Thursday to Sunday. When I tell you the amount of Chiefs fans that I ran into, I saw way more Chiefs fans than I saw Panthers fans. So many Chiefs fans. I was in Charlotte. There was so many of them. They did invade. And when I looked on the screen at the football stadium, they invaded like a motherfucker. There was so much red.
Yeah, that's one of those, and because their seats are blue too. Like that's one of those color clashes where you can really tell y'all got invaded.
Yeah, I'm like, man, there's a lot of red there. But for a while, the Chiefs, I'm not gonna say they had it in hand, but I was like, oh, okay. I mean, they're winning. They're doing their thing. And then I totally had no faith in the Carolina Panthers. One, to keep up. And even more to tie the game on that game tying drive. I had no faith in Bryce Young. I had no faith in their wide receivers. I had no faith in their offensive line to hold up against that Chiefs defense. But they went down the field, scored a touchdown, scored the 2-point conversion to tie the game. And I was like, oh, good job. And
then you saw the clock.
Then I saw the clock. But let me tell you, this is the perfect situation for the Carolina Panthers. One, they played with heart. They gave their home fans a good game to watch. Two, you saw Bryce Young actually look like a competent quarterback. That's great. Three, you still lost, so you still get to keep your great draft positioning.
Do they even own it, or are they still giving drafts to the Bears?
No, I think they have their first round pick for this one.
Okay.
Their second round pick is gone. Yes. But win-win, bro. Win-win. You didn't win the game, but you won in life.
Yeah, and it's just, it's weird because like people will probably want to circle it as a like, can the Chiefs really, what are we on, 3-peat now? And I just don't, non-conference games are weird, especially away. Like, because like you see what happens, and like, yeah, Carolina came back and we gave them all the props we could, but then like Mahomes was still able to make those few plays he needs to make in the 2-minute drill so they can win. So it's like, man, like if you're not beating KC down, kind of like how Buffalo had to do them, if you're not beating them down and you're gonna go possession to possession, it's not looking good, Chief.
It's not for you, bro. Oh, so the just out of, I mean, it's not like big news or anything, but the kicker for the Washington Commanders just got put on IR.
He not hurt. He lying. I think I need to go make a kicker change in the league.
He said, "Oh, I gotta fix that."
I'll look at that later. But he lying. He missed that extra point. Remember, like a few years ago when it was Joe Burrow's first ever game and we should have won, but Randy Bullock missed the extra point and pretended to like hurt his hamstring.
As he should. That's what you should do. So just like the Bengals couldn't trust Randy Bullock, we can't trust the Houston Texans. Because they went out there on Sunday against the Tennessee Titans, who we all know aren't good. Because their quarterback, definitely not good. But they lose 30-27. They end the game basically with they get the team down the field, to kick a field goal. Their kicker misses it. Whoop. They get the ball back. Then C.J. Stroud does a Dan Orlovsky, runs out the end zone, and gets sacked.
I forgot about the Orlovsky play.
I did not, because I watched it and laughed. So yeah, man. So for a while, this whole season, we've been trying to give CJ Stroud grace, because we were like, all right, he lost Diggs, Nico Collins is out, the offensive line isn't the best. So we were like, all right, when he gets Nico Collins back, they'll be better. He had Nico Collins back. Nico Collins did his thing on Sunday, minus the play that erased the touchdown that they scored with the illegal formation.
Way to go, Joe. I remember that.
I do. I remember it well. But yeah, man. What is the Houston Texans are what? They are, I'll tell you in a second. 7-5. But lucky for them, they play in the AFC South. And they've already beaten the Colts twice. So they have a 3-game lead.
Yeah, not only did they beat the Colts twice, but the Colts kind of blew their game this past weekend. So, like, Houston's over here falling apart, but Tennessee and Jacksonville already way out of it, and the Colts can't seem to get anything going. So, like, you know, they're riding to that 4 seed that's probably going to lose their wild card weekend game. Mm-hmm. It's not looking good, man. And I'm not saying Stroud's not playing well. You know, it's only his second year. Like, let's chill out. But
absolutely, we can't blame all this on Stroud, even though he did not play well.
Yeah, but definitely not rising to the occasion that we thought he would. Because there was a hell of people talking about MVP at the beginning of the year. Not us, but like there's some people on a apparent reputable sports network that were talking about CJ Stroud not being MVP shot.
Even CJ Stroud, when he had to name a top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL, put himself in the top 5 over Josh Allen. They even put Josh Allen in the 5.
I am the number 1 resident Josh Allen hater, but I'll still be like, he's a top 5 guy. Like, I'm just tired of hearing that he's up there with Patrick, and I like my guy more than him, but I'm also a homer. But yeah, dude, there's another quarterback who's in his second full year who was given all the accolades. Jordan Love, who's not really, he's played painfully average this year.
He's making mistakes that we thought he wasn't going to make. But also, we have to remember that Jordan Love he got better as the season went on. Like, the last 9 games of the season last year is when he looked good. Those first few games of the season, not so much. He was basically playing how he's playing now. And I kind of want to shoot him some bail.
They paid him.
I know. No. I just mean like from a injury standpoint.
Yeah.
Like he got hurt the first game, then he got hurt again. So he's making the same stupid mistakes that he's been making, but I also want to like actually see him not get hurt and play. But like he's probably like, but everybody's playing hurt nowadays. But you know what I'm saying.
You know how I know Jordan Love hasn't been playing well?
Let the people know, Cheapers. Let them know.
I texted you and said Daniel Jones. I kind of ruined the fucking joke, but Jordan Love is playing painfully average. He's got a little bit of Daniel Jones going on, and you didn't go stop playing or we got to stop this. You were just like, I mean, yeah, kind of.
Kinda, yeah.
Like it might be a little mean, but like,
yeah. Hey man, that man Jordan Love be out here throwing picks indiscriminately.
Bro, he'd be so silly with the ball. Like, what are you doing?
Like, he don't be cared. He's so careless with it sometimes. I just be like, yo, what is this? Like, what? We just.
He got his bag. He was like, whatever.
My man said, he said, I will be more like the other Green Bay Packer quarterback and not the one that was just here. I would be like
my
Favre.
man said he is Favre.
I would get my Favre on, baby.
Jordan Love, this is just a public service announcement. Please do not defraud the Mississippi welfare system.
Yeah, please don't do that.
I'm okay with the Favre comparisons. They're just being a little silly with the ball, but not the other stuff, man.
Yeah, man. So the Seahawks, huh?
Kings of the West, baby.
Kings of the West, man.
And
they had the de facto division leader game on Sunday.
What's crazy about that is I wrote that onto our script before the Niners game happened, because I was just like, they are not beating who they play? The Eagles, right?
Who, the 49ers?
Who the fuck the Niners play?
No,
well, anyway.
the Rams played the Eagles.
Oh shit! Who the fuck do the Niners play?
I don't remember who the Niners played.
Anyways, they didn't have Purdy and all of them, and the
they
entire
played the Packers.
Oh yeah, they didn't have like half their fucking team. So I was just like, they're not going to win. So I can feel pretty confident seeing the Seahawks down the Kings of the West. But hey, man, they took the division lead. They look Geno Smith. He's just you hate to say game manager because that's turned into kind of like a quarterback slur in recent years. But like he's just getting it done. And the defense is solid.
The defense has gotten better because they actually got players back, because they were pissed because when they played the Lions earlier this year and when they was out here getting smoked.
Look, I don't think we're allowed to. We can't. I don't think we can use Lions games for team barometers anymore because they just be killing people. So like,
yeah, that's true.
We're not gonna sit here and be like, I don't know about the defense because the Lions dropped 40 on them. I'm like, well, they're kind of doing that to everybody.
I feel you. I would say that more for the fact that I think if the Seahawks defense was actually at full strength, they would not have gotten 40 dropped on them. That was
38.
I was saying. Yes, 38. 38 points. But yeah, they looking really solid right now. Geno Smith continuing to play with that offensive line, which is not the best offensive line out there, and do amazing things and make it happen. Their run game, also not the best. But Kenneth Walker Jr., or the third, whatever the hell his name is, whenever he gets a chance, he be out there doing his thing, though. He might not get a lot of yards.
It sucks because he actually is a great running back. It's just when you can't run normal, like your talents are going to be hidden a little bit. I don't know. I think he's a better downhill guy than playing out the screen like he kind of has to do just for the nature of the team.
Yeah.
But if they figure that out, and then you add in the fact that like Metcalf is still Metcalf, and JSN looks like an excellent number 2 right now.
He is absolutely.
With Lockett's old ass still kind of platooning. They look pretty good, man.
My man, like Tyler Lockett, still out there doing his thing.
With the same team, too. That's the craziest part.
Yeah, man, that Drake is.
Speaking of, there's another team that's going to sneak it up on us.
Go ahead. Let the people know.
The Miami Dolphins have put themselves firmly into the wild card conversation. And I don't think the Bills will probably still win the East, but I don't think it's as clear cut as it used to be.
Nah, they're winning the East. The Buffalo Bills have a chance to clinch the AFC East on this Sunday. Literally,
is it really this weekend?
Yes, this weekend. It's this early. They can clinch it.
All right, never mind. But the Dolphins are searching for a wild card.
Yeah, okay. I was with you for the first half, just not the second. Yeah. The Dolphins. Amazing things can happen when you actually have your starting quarterback not be concussed. It's amazing the things that you do and how much different the offense looks when you have the person who should be running it playing, looking great out there. Tua played his best game on Sunday. Also helps when you play bad teams, because those games they've been playing ain't been the best teams. Not the best teams.
Can't help what the schedule is.
You surely cannot, but you can definitely be happy.
So with the Dolphins, right? So obviously, as we've established, they're not going to win the division. So they're going to have to play a road game. If they do get in, they will probably be. We'll see in a few weeks if they can get all the way up to 5 and get to go play Houston. That would be ideal because it's inside. Because the Dolphins are not going to escape the allegation that they can't play outside in the winter until they actually do something, right?
Hey, bro. We about to find out how they do in the cold on Thursday.
We'll see how cold it is, but do you think, just off the cuff, they can go to we've already seen them losing KC, so no. Do you think they can go to Pittsburgh or Baltimore and win a game in January?
No, I don't. Also, can you guess what's happening on Thursday? Because you got to remember, it's cold.
Is it going to snow in Green Bay?
It's going to snow. It's going to snow.
Oh, that would be so peak.
Snow in Green Bay.
It has to happen. I don't need
Thanksgiving night.
That's 2 days, so the weather might be pretty accurate by now.
Yeah. I saw.
Did you see? I saw something.
I said, "Ooh."
I saw something on Twitter today. I think Tyreek Hill made the meme. Did you see that meme Tyreek Hill tweeted out?
Nah, what did he say? Or what is it?
It was you know that meme where like the guy and this girl walking past and he's turning around looking at the other girl.
Yeah.
So his girlfriend, the one that he was walking with, it was Tyreek Hill and Waddle, and then the girl that Tua, who was the guy I was looking at, was Jonnu Smith and Devon Achane.
That's funny. But yeah. That's funny. Also true. A
little bit.
Yo, Jonnu Smith. Hey man. Out here doing this thing.
Hella target. Some could say the tight end Atlanta should have held on to.
Man. Damn. I know you, man. This man is on a campaign to talk about Kyle Pitts.
Bro, we're gonna talk about this. This ain't even on script. This is the second time I've ended up with Kyle Pitts. No, I think it's the third time I've ended up with Kyle Pitts in that damn league. The first year I drafted him, and I hated my life. The second year, he shows up on the free agent list. Man needs a tight end. It can't be as bad as last time. Hated my fucking life. Here we are the third time. I've been streaming tight ends all year. Mm-hmm. Kyle Pitts is available. Sure. Hating my life. I got Tucker Kraft now. I'm starting that dude for 1 target and probably a touchdown over Kyle Pitts. I think I'm actually starting Kyle Pitts this weekend. I never learned my lesson.
You know, you're very hard-headed. I had Jonnu Smith earlier, and he did me well. He did well for me. But I think they had like a bye, so I had to get rid of him. So then I went to my man Taysom Hill. And Taysom Hill been cooking.
This man had Taysom Hill that week. He played running back. It had like 4 fucking touchdowns, some shit.
It was 3. He scored 51 points in our league. It was great. Man, good times. But then I had to stream my tight end again because my man Taysom Hill's on a bye this past weekend. Had to go on Austin Hooper. First, when I tell you I had no faith in Austin Hooper. But then I saw Austin Hooper score a touchdown. I said, thank you, Drake May. Drake May's the greatest. Drake May.
My man was like, rookie of the year. Let's go.
Rookie of the year. Don't care.
So,
don't ask me how.
Let's all not pretend that the big cultural moment of the week was Kendrick Lamar releasing GNX.
Yes.
In an effort to work a Kendrick Lamar item into the script, we had a squabble up on Monday night.
We did have a squabble.
The Hardball Bowl, which the NFL is really trying to push as a marketing gimmick. But
even though the same brother wins every time.
True.
He's 3-0. He's won every single time.
We gotta stop. It's another one of these fake ass rivalries.
He has won every time. The brother who has not left the team that he has won every single time.
So I'm going to tell a story about something I read, I believe, on Reddit. And it's going to make you sad because the same thing happened to you, but not as extreme. Okay. This man said he went into the Monday Night Football game and said, Quentin Johnson cannot catch a pass or I will lose. Do you know who won his fantasy football game? The guy who needed Quentin Johnson not to catch a pass. Now, what makes it worse is once again, I decided I was going to go to bed early because Mans was tired. So I didn't see the drop that happened late, but I know. How sick are you right now, for real, for real?
Cheevers. You said drop. That's not accurate. It's not accurate at all. He dropped 4. I
only knew about the one in the fourth quarter.
He dropped 4 in the fourth quarter, Cheevers. He dropped 4. 4. 2 of them are back-to-back passes. I was like, come on, dog. I was like, all you got to do is catch like one of these.
They was talking in pregame. They're like, Ladd McConkey's the leading receiver. And I was just like, that can't be right. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, Quentin Johnson is still just as booty as he was last year.
Dog. So he didn't get a target. He didn't. So he got the you probably saw the one that was the crossing joint, right?
Yeah, that's the one that's all over Twitter.
Okay, so I saw that one because if he would have caught that, I don't know if he would have scored a touchdown, but I definitely would have won my game in Friends League. So because he was gonna be running for a while, he drops that. I was like, cool, whatever, shit happens. They're down, so they have to start throwing the ball pretty much every time. He's throwing it. He throws it to him again. That man, bloop, easy pass, dropped it again. I said, come on, bro. I'm upset because I'm watching this like in my room now because I don't feel like staying downstairs to watch it on the big TV, so I'm watching it on my laptop. Then the next play, 3rd down, throws it to him again. I will say it's gonna go as a drop, but it basically got knocked out of his hand by the Ravens defender, and I was just like, this is bullshit. And then 4th down, they got it because they gave it to the true number 1 receiver, Ladd McConkey.
Still the whitest name I think we're going to have in the NFL for a while.
You are, hey, man, you ain't going to get one any better than that one.
Man, so here's what I'm not going to look this up, but like, is his name actually Ladd or is it one of those nicknames that he just uses?
I am not sure, but I'm going to look it up because why the hell not? And no, it is not. Ladd is his middle name.
His first I'm gonna look. Name. Is his middle name's actually Ladd, like Ladd Ladd?
Yes, that is his middle name.
All right, I'm going to look right into camera for this one. This is to Ladd McConkey's parents.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
His first name
Stop it.
Is Andrew. Andrew Ladd McConkey. That man, hey.
Stop it.
That man is from Georgia.
He went to Georgia, didn't he?
I know he went to Georgia, but I didn't think he's from Georgia.
That means he drives fast. We're going to end.
Oh, man. Terrible. All right. What we ended on?
Wrong with me. We're going to end. It's Thanksgiving week. So I wanted to end with Wholesome Corner. We do a lot of joking on this show, and part of the Wholesome Corner is probably going to also be jokes. But it's funny. It's funny how much more positive the energy of the pod is when I don't come in here crashing out over the Bengals. But Wholesome Corner. Mm-hmm. What are we thankful for this year? In football and just in general.
Okay, I'm going to start with football. I'm thankful that I don't have to be stressed about my team's football games. And I ain't been stressed since September. That's what I'm thankful for. I can
Man,
watch
my man
football
gave
on
up early.
Sunday. I ain't had to care about. I ain't had to be stressed about football games in a while. I take that back. My team related. I do get stressed about my fantasy team, but not my Cowboys. No,
Yeah, but that's different. I feel like I got way more control over that.
you're right. You're absolutely correct.
I'm
What do you think
thankful.
first, sir?
I'm thankful that we don't have to play Lamar Jackson again this year.
I would also be thankful about
Makes
that.
me feel good. I'm thankful for my Lord and Savior, the Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown, for carrying both of my teams.
Nah, dog. I can't give him no props.
Look, that's 1 week, huh?
He ain't scored no touchdown. Cause
Oh, you mad about your parlay?
yes, I am mad about my parlay. Everything else hit. Everything else hit. He was the one that did it.
The one time he doesn't score a touchdown.
I'm like, damn. All right, but it's all good. I am also thankful not to have to play Lamar Jackson for 4 more years.
So there's that. There's the new 17th game, which is always a non-conference cycle, and it's usually against. It goes in a cycle, and it's against the same position. So don't finish in first or second. You probably won't have to worry about it. But
well, we know we ain't about to do that this year. Ain't about to happen.
We talked about it earlier, but I'm thankful for Jameis Winston for always being a constant source of positivity. And he's a beautiful soul.
Man, I am thankful for the New York Jets because
for giving us so much content.
so much content. Even though they didn't give us a damn thing this week. But that's okay because they were on bye. I mean, I guess we could have talked about some other shit, but we ain't worried about that because they're kind of irrelevant. But they definitely give us content. And I thank them for that. Appreciate you all that you do.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
So that I know that there is another team and another close friend of mine who goes through the same excruciatingly painful results week in and week out. I found a meme that I'm going to send you.
Okay.
Which will explain what I mean by this. And it basically talks about how us and the Bears have had the exact same season. And I'm going to go through a couple of these points.
Okay. I'm here to listen. Let's go.
I need this to load so I can't read it. I'm blind. There we go. I'm legally blind.
Okay, I'm about to say you sent it to me.
I did.
So I can
if
you need me to.
So their only wins: score 30 plus to beat the Panthers.
Yep.
3-score win against a 2-9 AFC team.
Yep.
1-score win against a team that was not at full strength.
Yep.
Uninspiring win against a team where the defense shined versus poor QB play.
Yep.
The if-onlys. Close road loss to a conference rival that came down to the final play. A 1-point loss to a division rival. Home field goal overtime loss to a division rival in a game where your kicker missed a field goal. That's the one that hurts the most.
Ooh, that hurts.
Burn the tapes. We have embarrassing home loss to the Patriots. And a 20-point loss to a bird team. Yeah. And then your ordinary losses, which are your early 1-score primetime loss to a number 2 overall quarterback from the other conference. Ordinary with a very specific-ass premise, by the way. Yeah, and then the one that's the most like, okay, is the I got nothing from this. But we've had the same season, and it's pain. Now, our very close friend will tell you that he's only taking the positives out of it, but I know deep down inside he's hurting.
Hey, he's definitely hurting because I know if I was him, I would be hurting. I would be hurting if I lost a game because my field goal got blocked. A play that seems to happen more and more often this year.
Yeah, there's a conspiracy going around that they they like did something to the balls so they don't fly the same way. And I'm like, you guys just gotta. I think you guys just need to accept that kicking had like a high ramp up in skill, and now all of a sudden it's kind of crashing back down. But
yes,
I'm going to end it with being thankful for the BGW team for giving me an opportunity to do this with you, Mr. Solo Nolo, every week. I'm having a blast. This is a great time. We get to come in here and wax poetic and say all the dumb things we've always wanted to say about all these teams. And to bring it back to my own character, I'm thankful for Joe Hendry for giving me a reason to believe.
I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Hey, I'm thankful for doing this with you. It's been fun. It's been a great time. I'm thankful that people actually watch. So that's good. Shout out to everyone who actually gives us a chance and enjoys what we do, man. So yeah, it's always great. There will be guests eventually that we will have because apparently people have asked the collab, and that's cool. And we will do such things. But yeah, man, that is the 13th volume of Until the Final Whistle, which randomly got called that one day because we just thought of some shit. And yeah, y'all enjoy y'all week. See y'all next time.